Again,
Yeah, let me know when you're recording.
I'm recording.
Okay, so Pastor's going to help me with this trick that I've been working on. It's actually an adaptation of another trick, and I've turned it into a gospel trick. So Pastor, what I've got here is I've got a deck of playing cards. It's, as you can see, it's all just, random, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break off a stack. That much, doesn't matter. That stack, that stack. Pastor, would you pick whichever stack you want? It's a free choice. That's the stack you want? Okay. Are you sure you don't want to change your mind? Nope. Really? Okay. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and just take them, shuffle them up. Let me know when you feel like you've got them shuffled up enough. You can tell he's a good Baptist because he doesn't know how to shuffle his cards.
Well, I do. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to prove it.
All right. So you feel like you got them shuffled up enough?
Yes.
Okay. So what I want you to do, Pastor, is follow after me. This is not a trick. Go ahead and just reach, it is a trick, but reach down here and grab however many off of your top that you want. Doesn't matter. One or two or half of them, doesn't matter. Take the part that you grabbed off and flip them over, like I just did, and flip them over on top of mine. Okay? Go ahead and shuffle them back up. Let me know when you feel like you got them shuffled up enough. Good. Go ahead and we're going to repeat. Take however many you want. A few more off the top. Flip them over on top of mine. Nope, you didn't flip them over. There's the flip over. There's the flip over. Go ahead and shuffle them up again. So what we're doing here, there's no secret. We're just making a big mess. Good? Now, Pastor, your side or my side, which one do you want to be flipped over? The entire stack's getting ready to flip over. Yours or mine? I'm going to flip over my entire stack. I'm going to put it on top of yours. Okay. Now, we had completely free choice in here. You flipped over some of yours. I flipped over some of mine. We shuffled them all up, right? You would admit we've got a totally randomized. Some of them are face up. Some of them are face down, right? Totally random.
Yep.
This is a total mess.
Yep.
Total disaster.
Yes.
So, Pastor, I've made this trick to represent our lives. Sometimes our lives get completely out of sorts. We make wrong turns here. We flip things over. Things don't turn out exactly the way we want it to. The world shuffles us all around, and we end up with this mess, and we're like, how in the world can we possibly do anything with this disorderly mess?
Right.
So what we need is we need a rule book. We need a book of answers. What's the book of answers?
The Bible.
The Bible. Well, I brought a little copy with us. So I've got the Bible here. I think this is interesting because sometimes we feel like things are not right. And Luke chapter 12, verse number 22 and 23 says, "Do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear. Life is more than food, and the body more than clothes." Sometimes we feel like we've made a disaster in our lives, but God is completely in control and knows where all of the pieces are. Do you believe that God knows where all of the pieces are in this?
Absolutely.
Does he not see my ways and number all of my steps? Job 31, verse 4. There are 14 face-up cards. Pastor, would you count those out? There are 14 face-up cards. Are there 14 face-up cards?
It's 14.
I'll tell you right now, we don't need the face-down cards anymore for the rest of this trick. There are 14 face-up cards. That's pretty amazing, right? But you're like, well, out of however many you had, that's not really precise. Do you think that God is precisely in control of everything that happens in your life, that He knows exactly what's going on?
Yes.
Before I was formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you. I have appointed you to you a prophet to the nations. Jeremiah 1:5. There are 7 black and 7 red cards. Go ahead and count those out. See what you got. Seven and seven?
7 and 7.
7 and 7. Indeed, the very hairs of your head are numbered. Do not fear, you are more valuable than many sparrows, says Luke 12:7. All the red cards are diamonds. Is that true?
No.
What's not true about it?
One's a heart.
One's a heart. You know, sometimes that happens. Sometimes we feel like God's in control, and then something pops up and we're like, "Ah, but God doesn't know about this one thing." Or does he? He counts the numbers of the stars. He gives names to all of them. Great is our Lord, and abundant is his strength. His understanding is infinite. Psalms 147, 4 and 5. So if he puts all the stars in the heavens, do you think that he would know about one thing that you think, but God, this is out of place? Except the King of Hearts.
Wow.
Except the King of Hearts, right down to the detail. The King of Hearts represents Jesus Christ, because that is who you need in your heart. No matter what your chaos looks like, if Jesus is in the middle of it, if the King of Hearts is in the middle of it, he knows where every single piece is and what each single piece is. For I know the plan I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and future. Jeremiah 29, verse 11. God knows exactly where you are, who you are, and he loves you.